okay, all right, Texas won. Congrats, Longhorns. Go to whatever your YouTube channel is to celebrate, because I'm not putting up with anybody who's going to be profane or just flat not classy. I already had to block somebody. I don't want to have to do it again. I'm starting to chat out that way to let everybody know what's going on, because I'm not going to take it from either side. Kids watch this channel, okay? I have to bleep myself, and this is harder for me than you might believe, because I'm the guy live, and I got feelings. Like you have feelings. We're going to get to those feelings. But I'm just going to start by saying, if you come into this chat on this day in this game and you're apologizing for Mike Stoops and you use the word player's got to execute to me, I'm blocking you. You didn't watch the game. You didn't watch the game. You didn't watch 3 down linemen. You didn't watch 4. You were running. Mike ran a 3-2-6 with 4 linebackers on the field. Mark Jackson out in coverage at linebacker depth. At a spot fit for a strong safety? No, that's not on Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson don't do that stuff, man. 500 yards of offense to Texas. Now, this ain't no elite offense. This ain't West Virginia, all right? This ain't Clemson. You know, this ain't even Florida Atlantic. Texas is average. Texas is not good playing football offensively. And we'll get to it, I'm sure. Kyler Murray had 2 egregious turnovers. Both of them were really, really bad. First one, he threw the ball when really he could have run for that first down, man. And there's no excuse for not seeing that safety there. I mean, he baited him into it. Brandon Jones went and got it. All right. Second one, he literally put the ball on the ground and nobody touched him. And then it felt like all was redeemed. And it felt, this is the sin, right? I'm already losing my mind like everybody else in the first half. I'm already losing my mind like everybody else in the third quarter and into the fourth quarter. You're down 21 after being down 7 at halftime. But with 8:28 left in the game, we get a little bit of magic. We get Lee Morse into the end zone, right? And it feels like, okay, cool. You get a stop from the defense, you're back in. You got to stop, right? Kyler Murray takes one all the way to the house. Had no business going there. End up tying the game up with 2:38 left to play after being down 21 with 8:30 left to play. And you can't get one stop? Not one? You can't get a single stop? I'm not even going to, Laurel had a good line because she turned on the game. She's at home with the girls. She turned on the game, listened on the radio, and it sounded more like that last play was volleyball. Like, first of all, Austin Kendall didn't even know if he was going to the game. I know that because if you go back and you watch the game, like when you watch the replay on YouTube, you'll see he had number 28 on the back of his helmet. The man's number is 10. He was not prepared to go into that game, right? And even so, just throw the ball deep. Just throw the ball deep. Enough with the cutesy stuff, man. But even before that, you just need it. You need the defense to get a stop. You needed a stop. We're not asking for, in this game, not asking for an outstanding defense. We're not asking for an elite defense in this game. You're asking for average. You're asking for average. You're asking for somebody who doesn't give up 6 of 14 on third down, who doesn't turn third and long into a curse word. You're asking for somebody to put Trey Brown on your best receiver, and he did that in the fourth quarter, and all of a sudden Colin Johnson couldn't catch any passes. Why are we the people saying this? None of us are getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars or $1 million to coach defense. That's not happening over here. And I don't care how you feel about Mike or how you feel about the scheme or how you feel about the defense. The fact is that defense is not good. It's bad. And I've been trying to make the point, not even about Texas, just that the defense wasn't good enough to win a national title today. And that there's a lot of work you have to do today. But I liked it better when I was arguing about whether the defense was good enough to win a national title and not good enough to beat Texas. 48 to Texas? 24 in both halves? Come on, man. I did not sign up to see Magic City Tom cook Mike Stoops. That's not what I signed up for. And the thing is, Texas's defense is actually above average. It's just above average. It ain't great, but it's probably the best in the Big 12. And they played like it. They played to their potential. Later, OU's offense decided to play to its potential, but I know the interception was bad, but the interception should not be the swing that it felt like it was. I know you only gave up 3 points on that interception, but that felt like a much bigger deal. Anyway, let's see who's in here. Let's acknowledge everybody's having a hard time today. So I know folks were in here from jump because I made it live, right, from jump. So because people want to get their licks in before the game, people want to get their licks in during the game, and definitely now. Robert Lane, please sign the Fire Mike Stoops petition. That's what he's using his $5 super chat on. And that's the other thing that's really interesting for me to see about super chats, because you pay money for whatever you had to say to be a billboard. And the fact that Robert drops in a please sign this petition to remove the defense coordinator tells you everything you need to know about most OU fans' psyche. I'm past it. Lincoln's going to do what he's going to do. I just call the defense like I see it, and it's bad. It's really bad. Curtis Bolton looked lost out there, man. The boys didn't even know how to line up most of the time. How? How is that even a thing? And then it felt like the offense was left in Norman because you had back-to-back timeouts from the offense to avoid delay of games, and then you picked up a delay of game on the same series. This is not the game to not show up, man. It's Texas, all right? It's the only game on the schedule everybody in red or in orange says you have to win. This ain't the one. And to turn that knife, he's the better football team. It's still the better, more talented football team. Still 5-1, like Texas. A team that lost to Maryland twice. A team that needed to go deep into the fourth quarter to get a stop against Tulsa to win. Get out of here. So, $25 super chat from Dieter. We need to make changes. The defense looked confused. You're cross, saying what everybody else is thinking. New Mexico Mike, I'm donating RJ's here today so we can have a drink. Lord knows I need one. Hey, man. I need to take a walk around my living room several times. It was like that. Bradley Carrick, I'll buy you first round, RJ. We all need a few after the defense got 2 stops all game. And you know what? The first stop for the defense came with like 8 minutes left in the third quarter. Come on, man. Fine. Blame the kids if you want to. I don't blame them. I blame the kids for getting pushed around up front because that's about hustle and that's about effort, but I don't blame them for the scheme. I also don't blame them for how they're tackling or missing tackles because it feels like they're taught to go for strips. It doesn't feel like they're taught to rip the ball or to rip people down to the ground. And as much as I love Buki, and I love him a lot, and I think the kid's going to be outstanding, I have yet to see him wrap somebody up in a tackle while wearing my colors. I don't think that that's on him, honestly. I think that that's coaching. Because he's obviously still playing, and he's still playing because he's doing what he's told. I don't think he would be playing if they were on him about wrapping people up and putting him on the ground because you'd see more Jordan Parker. You'd see more Justin Broyles. That would be the thing. Tim, what you got? No excuses today. Texas doesn't have a good offense. Stoops is better. Get this defense figured out. And if not, goodbye, Mike. Too much talent to see what I saw today. Inexcusable. OU defense has more 5 stars on defense. Can you tell? No! Tim Bailey, nailing it right there. Nice comment there, Tim. Josh Frakovsky, what do you got, Finn? I'm angry enough to say if we can't get a key change on defense, prefer to fire Mike. Coming out of bye week, I say fire Lincoln too. We need a new leader. I hear that anger, but I'm also going to temper that and say that the offense didn't lose the game today. But to that end, the offense hasn't lost a game since Lincoln's come on the staff. And I don't want that going anywhere. On the other hand, you deserve better coaching from the defensive side of the ball and from your second highest paid coach on staff. Kind of signal is that sending? And I know there's a bunch of people that ain't happy with Kerry Cooks either after the way the secondary looked. Got torched, man. Just a blowtorch to the secondary all day long. Colin Johnson, LJ Humphrey put together their Bolitnikov highlight reel tape today. See, who else we got in here? Jason Scala, what you got? Think we should recruit a taller defensive backs. Also, first time in the chat. So, Jason, appreciate you, Jason. Number 1, he said, I think we should recruit taller defensive backs. Okay, sure. And I always like it when this is their first time contributing to the chat. I know it's a big deal for people to write into the comments because the comments are, A lot of people have feelings. A lot of people are arguing with each other, and I allow it to a degree. But I appreciate that. And here's the thing, though. You got to go get better defensive backs because you're getting the ones that you want, right? We wanted Brendan Buki Radley-Hiles. We wanted him. I wanted him. But, you're seeing big defensive backs play in the SEC. Think about that for just a second. And the guys that are big playing in the Big 12 play at Texas. Caden Stearns, freshman, look good. Chris Boyd, he's going to play on Sundays, also look good. You got to go get him. You got to go get him. So I'm just, Texas proved that playing not to lose will get you beat. Almost did. It's just true. We saw that with Lincoln in the Rose Bowl, to be honest. Started getting conservative in your play calls, and then you let a good team feel like they're in the game and don't get back in the game. Oh, you did that today. What else we got in here, man? I'm not concerned with Baker-Kyler comparisons. It's a waste of time. It's true. And also the folks that want to dunk on Kyler, saying he's making business decisions as a baseball player going forward, I don't think that's the case. The guy had a bad game, and even his bad game is better than most people's good games. Let's take a look at what Kyler did for just a second. And I'm going to get to that. Well, let me get to the Super Chat, and then we'll take a look. What we got? New Mexico Mike. Hang tough, RJ. Speculation for the remaining season. New Mexico Mike. Appreciate you. Tempering that too, right? Because Mike actually is hinting at something. OU was in this position last year with the loss to Iowa State, where you got to run the table if you want a chance to play in the college football playoff, and did. So it's not out of the question. Still run the table. Might see Texas or West Virginia. Got to get past West Virginia in November. Good Lord. And TCU. Good Lord. Got to get past those teams, play in the Big 12 championship game, win the Big 12 championship game, and then I think OU will get back in the college football playoff. But also, now the whole Notre Dame running the table thing, especially with that game on tap against Vatech tonight, it's a big deal. Notre Dame runs the table. Alabama's probably going to run the table. If LSU doesn't beat Alabama, right, Georgia's going to run the table, but you expect Alabama and Georgia to play in the SEC championship, and you expect I expect both of those teams to be in the college football playoff because the selection committee will show you that they love the SEC. So Notre Dame is the worry right now. I think Notre Dame could beat Clemson, but we'll see. So speculation is the ship is not sunk, and yes, big picture, it's one game, but it's also Texas. It's the game you got to win. Jonathan Pickett, $5. Mike Stoops is the Roman Reigns of Oklahoma football. Fans hate him, but nothing will ever change. Fire Mike Stoops. Hey, man, get you somebody that believes in you the way that Vince believed in Roman Reigns. True story. What you got, Tim? Kyler has heart, screw that perspective. Yeah, he has heart, period. Screw that perspective, period. The fumble was bad. Picks happen. No one is perfect. He didn't set his feet. If he did that, that was a TD. It's true. He didn't play bad. He didn't. He just did not play bad or poorly. What else we got? Trying to see if didn't miss one. So to Tim's point and to what I was pointing to earlier, Kyler's line is still ridiculous, right? 19 of 26, 304 yards, 4 TDs passing, and 1 interception. And then he had 11 carries for 92 yards. So Kyler had over 400 yards of offense and 5 touchdowns and 2 turnovers. You'll take that. Honestly, I would take that every time. I would take him doing that every game. He'd throw 24 picks, but he'd also have like 100 touchdowns. I'm okay with that. The defense lost this game. Not Kyler, not the running game, not the receivers, not the special teams, the defense. And you still, Curtis Bolton, Kenneth Murray Jr., 13 tackles, 10. Nobody cares because they couldn't get any stops, man. Like, it's really hard to keep holding up Kenneth Murray Jr. and Curtis Bolton for the seasons that they're having from a statistical standpoint when you can't stop people on 3rd down, 6 of 14, and 3rd and longs turn into 4th and shorts that Texas converts. It's really hard to look at anything the defense did well today. You got 1 sack today. 1. Against a team that has the quarterback doing the bulk of the work. It's just bad. And then you made Sam Ehlinger, who passes for like 230 a game, look like a world beater. Like, his stats 24-35 for 314 yards, 2 TDs. 24-35 for 314. Now, every single quarterback Oklahoma has faced since Iowa State's thrown 300 yards, stepping to Kelvin Hopkins and Army, and all they do is run the ball. So, what is it? 4 out of 6 quarterbacks have passed for 300 yards or more against Oklahoma? Is that it? No, it's 3 out of 6. It's 3 out of 6. Florida Atlantic didn't do it. UCLA didn't do it. And Army didn't do it. Right? But Army did what they wanted to do. Baylor throws the ball, 300 yards. Right? Iowa State, not very good. 360 out of Zeb Nolan, who's the backup quarterback. You know, Charlie Brewer had 400. Right? And then Sam Ehlinger with this. And little Jordan Humphrey, 9 catches, 133 yards, monster. Colin Johnson, 6 for 81. Keontae Ingram, good God, 13 carries, 86 yards. 6 yards per pop. 72 yards out of Sam Ehlinger. I mean, there's no way to even look at this as something that was remotely good. There's nothing that's remotely good from the defensive side of the ball for Oklahoma. It's really hard not to think that the defense at this point is now worse than 2017. Lawrence South says, we will know Riley's calling the shots once he lets Stoops go. Okay. I'm going to tell you what Riley's going to say about today, right? Not even watching the press conference. He's going to say, one game, everybody played poorly. I was bad. Kyler was bad. Defense was bad. Mike was bad. Mike's still my defense coordinator. 5-1. Got a bye week. Going to get set for 2 weeks of reps. Get ready for the next game. That's what he's going to say. Right? No. Mike's not going anywhere, man. Mike's not going anywhere. Doc! I'm here, fam. Not totally sober, but I'm here. Boomer. Yeah, man. I was making the joke on Twitter, man, that every adult Sooner fan I know was drunk enough to fight Bigfoot. 10 foot tall, feeling bulletproof. Bring on the Sasquatch. Like everybody was drunk by the third quarter. I saw one of the folks I follow on Twitter, her name is Lisa. She claimed to slam every beer in the fridge and that she was getting ready to throw a cat. And everybody was sloshed. It was that bad. People had broken out the bourbon after Texas's first drive. That was bad, man. Honestly, OU football today looked like it'd been drinking White Claw. Switch back to the hard stuff, man. This is bad. This is really bad. Riley is Kingsbury with better talent. Oh, whatever. Gonzo, come on, dude. Kingsbury hasn't played in a college football playoff twice. He hasn't coached a Heisman winner. He hasn't had 3 Heisman finalists. I'm counting Baker twice. He'll have another one with Kyler. No, that's a low blow. Sherman Fulton, $20 super chat. Hey, fam, let me know what you want to talk about. Anytime you drop a super chat, drop a comment. As long as it's not profane or, any of the bad stuff. And I think we all know what the bad stuff is. I read them. Timothy Bailey, I think Mike has a 6 to 8 game job interview. OU won't fire him before the season. We know this. OU tried to respectfully dump him off an FSU, but couldn't. Yo, man, we said that after Iowa State last year, Tim. Made it to the college football playoff. Gave up 50 to Georgia. All right? Offense scored 38 against Georgia. 38 should be able to win you the Rose Bowl. So I hear you. And we run the table. Mike keeps his job. Nothing changes. Right? Because then you'll say you had 1 loss. They played in the college football playoff again. Want to keep the staff intact. Everything's fine. Until you have games like this one. And I guess that's kind of built into the sauce for them now. They expect to lose a game. Maybe that's it. Maybe it really is only Alabama, Georgia, and Clemson that expect to go through entire seasons undefeated now. Maybe everybody else is quietly building in losses to the resume. I don't know, man. Let me see. We'll take some Sooner magic just to keep Mike Stoops. Just to see Mike Stoops go. I don't know, man. We got plenty of Sooner magic today. You're down 3 touchdowns. You're not 3 touchdowns. You're down 21 with 8 to go in the 4th against a Big 12 team, against a team that's running the ball well and converting third downs against you. you got everything you could ask for as far as Magic's concerned. The cheating granted you your wish, and then, you know, there was the pooch, and we get dickered. You know? I had to fight with myself about not naming the on-demand recap video. Dicker nailed it, because that's just bad taste, but you should know it was totally in my mind after he hit that 40-yarder to win the game. Just bad. Do you think we could pull off TCU and or West Virginia? I mean, yeah. I don't have reason to believe that we can't. You know, the defense is bad, but the defense also... The offense basically bailed out the defense for all but the last, 15 seconds of the game. You know? Until Dicker makes that kick, the offense had been doing what the offense has done since Riley came on staff, which is bail everybody out. Williams Zabala. Think we are better off not punting, always onside kicking. No! Because then you give teams a short field against a defense that can't defend. It's really hard to play the game of football without a defense. Really hard. Matter of fact, I would make an argument, you'd be better off playing football without an offense. Because if you can stop people from scoring, game keeps going on. People score more than you, you lose. And the defense can do something that the offense can't, which is take the ball away and score. Like, I would always rather have a better defense than offense. And it boggles the mind. No, it doesn't. I used to say that. It boggles my mind to see if you had a defense to match your offense. But that's what Alabama has right now with Tua at quarterback. You know, just proof that if you keep plugging away on the offensive side of the ball, you're going to strike gold. But you got to build your defense from the ground up. Let's see. Raw's okay. Wish we can have Kyler back with this defense. I don't. I want Kyler to go get paid. I want him to go play baseball. 1 year's fine. You know, he's taken some chances even now, even halfway through the season. And we are at the halfway mark of the season. This is game 6 of 12. So I want the guy to go play baseball and go get paid, figure out whether or not he can be a Major League Baseball player. And then if he can't, he's got a future in the NFL, but I don't want him here any longer, man. He doesn't deserve this. How does this game affect recruiting, in your opinion? Defensive recruits start second guessing? Nah, not really. I think the kids think of it as, hey, I can play. You know? I think that was one of the things that was told to Buki. Did you see what we had in the secondary last year? You know? Because once the kids get here, you get to use that as a chip if you want to. I prefer to just talk to the kids straight up about what it is they want in life and what it is they want to achieve on the defensive side of the ball. And usually they're straight up with you, and they're straight up about what they expect to do and how they expect to compete when they get to Oklahoma. And they have their other reasons for wanting to be here. Many of them grow up OU fans. You know, like Darian Green-Warren, 2020 recruit out of Mater Dei. You know, got to know his dad, got to know him. They're OU fans. They wanted to come here. And I think they still very much want to come here. But if you're talking about the upper echelon, like top 25 recruits in the country, they're making business decisions. They're going to where they think they're going to get into the NFL. That's the game. The game when you are that highly recruited is who's going to get me on the field earliest so I can get out of here in 3 years and go get paid to play football. And that's just not something you're able to sell right now at Oklahoma because kids watch the draft as much as they watch the games. I mean, you got to be real with them. And you have to convince them that this is a place where I can develop you into a player. That's just it. I mean, kids are smart. The parents are smart. And if you try to pull the wool over their eyes by saying that they didn't see what they see, they lose trust in you and they lose respect for you. And the one thing that I think that everybody on the staff has going for them is they're straight up with everybody they recruit. And I think that's a winning strategy. I don't think that losses or talking terribly about the defense from media or fans affects recruiting at that level. I really don't. And that's the level that OU recruits at. You know, kids are smart, the parents are smart. See, did you think the holding played a part in the busted drives? I mean, any holding play does, but no. Look, the busted drives are going to happen. That's offensive football. But the offense put up 45. Okay? The defense didn't score a point. The defense didn't get one single takeaway. Not one. The offense did their part. I'm not even, going nowhere near laying this at the offense's feet. Can't even talk. I'm so pissed. Even an average defense would bring us a national championship, which is the reason why everybody watched this game and went, oh my God, what are we doing on defense? Because that's the thinking. Average defense gets it done. An average defense has you playing in the playoff and has you in a fighting position to win. Period. You could go against Clemson, Georgia, Alabama, Notre Dame with an average defense, but not what you got right now. But everybody doesn't want to take into account the total defense numbers because they think they're junk. They don't want to take into account the red zone off defense because they think it's junk. What do people want to take into account, man? Huh? I had people just in my ear, in my mentions on Twitter, in the comments on the channel, telling me I'm being too hard on the defense. That it is improved. Where are they now? You know, come on. Man. I'm shouting. I'm sorry. Sorry. I know. Jeez. What else we got in here? What's we got? Pay Venables double to get him back $4 million a year. Not gonna happen. Brent's in a great spot. Brent doesn't want to go anywhere. Brent is recruiting at the highest level. Brent is in position to win national championships every year. Brent defense is his. Dabo leaves him alone. I don't know that. Why? Why would he leave that job? The only reason he would leave that job is to take, I don't know, Kansas State when Bill Snyder just finally decides to put it down. Maybe. Outside of that, I don't see him leaving for anything other than, you know, a top 5 position like Kirby Smart did with Alabama. He wasn't leaving for anything short of Georgia. You know? Pete Allen, what do you got? Let Mama whack Mike Stoops over the head with the cane. We're not going to do violence. We're not going to do that. Terry, what do you got? No way our brilliant head coach doesn't recognize the chink in our armor. I still speculate his allegiance to Bob kept Mike Stoops from being fired last year, but not this year. I think Mike will be out. I mean, Terry's on to something, man. Also, I pick out patrons, right? Because Terry's one of the original patrons on the Patreon page. So, like, I know them by name. So, if you see me just going through the chat and I pick those folks out, they contribute to the channel and that elevates their voices. And Terry's been in my corner since jump. You know, when nobody was watching this channel, Terry was one of those folks who was. Tim Bailey, our defense needs to use violence. Oh, yeah, okay, sure. Right? What our defense need... I don't know what our defense needs, man. Because, you know... I don't know what would get it going. Maybe new blood. You know? But I saw an offensive line in Texas blowing the defensive line off the ball. Making holes for Sam Ehlinger to run through. For Keontae Graham to run through. Ingram to run through. I saw Colin Johnson and L.J. Humphrey physically overpowering defensive backs. You know, that's not scheme right there. That's just want to and effort. And that starts with coaching, you know, because if you're not getting in the kids' ears about what they're going to do and how they're going to do it, you know, that's coaching. What else we got? I'm looking. Ryan Morewood. Defense wins championships, and we don't have one. Facts! As the kids say, big facts. Let me see. Stephen Gordon, what you got? RJ, do you think we can turn it around and somehow win the Big 12 championship this year with the defense or what? Yeah, I do. Because we can get good enough to overcome Texas. Get good enough to overcome what's coming from West Virginia and TCU. But it ain't going to be pretty. It ain't going to be pretty. It's going to be another shootout. Because that's how OU wins football games against teams that are decent. We have to outscore everybody. And I hate that. I literally hate that. It should never be a nail-biting situation when we watch the offense do what it did on the first play or first drive of the game. 6 plays, 6 points. That was the offense. Lincoln Riley was going to work on Todd Orlando. That first series was gorgeous. And then everybody said, oh no, the defense is going to get on the field. And the defense got on the field. You know, the pick. We can look on the bright side. Mike will be fired. Again, thought that would happen last year. Didn't. And I keep pointing it out. We haven't seen Lincoln Riley fire a soul. We don't know what that looks like. We've only seen him add to the staff. Ruffin McNeil and Shane Beamer and Benny Wiley. We haven't seen him fire a person, you know, so that's another thing. Who is the game MVP? Who is the MVP of this game to you? I don't know. Dicker, maybe? Maybe the kicker? A lot of pressure. Hadn't made that kind of field goal before. Maybe. Offensively for OU, Kyler, despite everything. You know, defensively for OU, I don't know. Whoever lined up correctly all game. Whoever had their game head in the game the whole way. And I don't know who that is. I mean, it was just so bad watching the kids not know where they're lining up. There was one play where they called a defensive timeout where every person on the defense had their hand in the air because they didn't know what they were doing. Come on, man. Just make the defense simple so that the kids can just go out there and run it. You know, if you see 4 wide receivers, come out in a dime package. If you see 3 wide receivers, come out in nickel. You know, because you're going to see 3, 4, and 5 all day. That's why I've been a proponent of the 4-2-5 as a base. You know, because at worst, you'll line up man-to-man with all your DBs, and you'll still have 2 linebackers in the middle in case the quarterback wants to run. That's the defense you need to run in this league. And when you're running this 3-4 hybrid mess, or this 3-3-5 hybrid mess that Mike wants to run because he doesn't know how to scheme without 4 linebackers, without 3 linebackers, you're setting yourself up for failure. Georgia doesn't play anyone. Neither does Alabama. They just run roughshod over everybody. It doesn't matter because when they get in national championship games, it's them. You know, it's horrible to watch. Lamar Garrett, after the first drive, he had to sit back as the secondary was exposed. No, you got to press receivers. You got to go big or you got to go home. If you're going to dial up blitzes, you got to press receivers. They're bigger than you, which means they're stronger than you, which means it's your will against theirs. And if you're not into L.J. Humphrey's chest or Colin Johnson's chest, they're going to eat you alive. You're giving that guy a running head start at you. And you're saying that the sideline is going to be your second defender? Please. If I'm Sam Ehlinger, I'm throwing jump balls to both of those guys all day. And that middle screen that L.J. Humphrey nearly took to the house, you know, if you're pressing, you know, you at least got a shot. You're dialing up blitzes that just ain't getting to Sam Ehlinger because they sniff them out. The offensive line was rolling up. Every strong safety nickelback blitz was rolled up by the offensive line of Texas. You know, Caleb Kelly timed one beautifully and then missed Sam Ehlinger. I mean, you got to press because you don't know if you're going to get there with those blitzes. Stephen Goodspeed, what do you got? Buki has crocodile arms, fire Mike Stoops, hire Sasquatch won't over scheme. All right. Robert Lane, player revolt at halftime. Nah, I don't think so. Because we don't understand, or what I say, what you understand. I think everybody understands, but I'm just going to draw it out in crayon. This ain't the NFL. In the NFL, players can revolt at halftime. They're all getting paid. And they're all, in many cases, they're getting paid more than the head coach. You can't do that at the college level. They just won't play you. Which is the other reason why I say that this is all coaching. Let me see. Dieter Cross, what is I hearing about a player revolt? Speculation. I sincerely doubt there's player revolt. I sincerely doubt it. Because, again, you know who has control over whether or not you play as a college football player? Coaches. If you're not doing it the way they want you to do it, they will sit you. That's why megalomaniacs usually make for really great college football coaches, because they're tyrants. That's why Nick Saban was not any good at Miami. That's why Steve Spurrier wasn't any good at Washington. Bob Petrino can't hang at Atlanta. I mean, they just can't do it. Which is the other reason why I say at the college football level, you need better coaches. You know, because the kids are going to do what you tell them to do. Whereas in the NFL, perhaps you might have an Antonio Brown who's Facebook Live in your locker room, but he's still going to get 9 catches for 120 and 3 TDs. You're going to have Roethlisberger acting like a prima donna threatening to retire on you, but he'll still throw for 450 because he's going to do what he wants. You can't do that in college. So I don't see a player revolt, man. It's a decent question, because there's very few decent questions at this point about what's going on with the defensive side of the football, but I don't see that one on the table. Because I think, kids want to play. They don't want to be scared that they're not going to play. And it's not in their best interest to get into their coach's chest. Never. Why was Bolton not on the field in the first half? Maybe because he was getting his grits cooked. Like everybody else on the field. And you had Caleb Kelly to throw in there, so you threw him. You got to do something. Everybody was getting their head handed to them. Not a soul out there on the defense is blameless. Not a soul. Do you think this loss shifts Kyler out of the Heisman contention? L's hurt in the popularity contest. I think it's Tua's to lose at this point because at halftime in their game against Arkansas, he was 10 of 11 for 344 with like 3 TDs. Or 334. Doesn't matter. He had over 300 yards passing the first half on 11 attempts. Tua's going to win it as long as Alabama doesn't lose. And even if they lose, I can still see them giving it to him. Just because of the schedule that they have and how people feel about Alabama in the popularity contest. That's just the way things are going to work. Let's see what else we got. When you think a scheme is better than the player's ability to play, then you must be Mike's no defense having Stoops. Bye, Mike. Make you great offense look bad. Okay. All right. Yeah, sure. Murray got the bank. He careless about OU. All right, Jermaine. That's a trash take. It's a trash take because if he could care less about OU, he's not starting quarterback, doesn't put up 300 yards passing or nearly 100 yards rushing or account for 5 TDs. It's a trash take. I'm not here for the Kyler's already checked out and playing baseball contingent. Not happening. I'm sorry. I watched that kid play football, right? I watched that kid have opportunities to step out of bounds in the fourth quarter and get good field position because he picked up like 40 yards and kept running. I know. Kyler, get out of here with the Kyler's looking at his money. We're past that. He's the guy. Enjoy him for 6 more games or don't. Start hyping up Austin Kendall who he didn't have on his helmet, man. Think about that for a second. He had to have on somebody else's helmet that said 28 on the back. His jersey says 10. Either there's a really good reason for that, or he had to borrow a helmet. You tell me, man. This guy, Mark, nobody cares about Michigan. Go to the Michigan channel, whatever that is. Kyler's a beast. Tom Jackson hitting it. Zach Reynolds. We need big, strong defensive linemen in order to move offensive line for our linebackers to make plays. We have speed rushers on our defensive line and small linebackers. Where's the beef? The beef is in the SEC. Because the myth is you need small, athletic defensive linemen and linebackers to keep up with Big 12 offenses. That's the myth. And you know what? TCU flames that because Patterson runs a really fast defense that's undersized, but it also just fits the kind of defense he can recruit on a regular basis. That's the other thing. TCU is not a blue blood. TCU is not a traditional college football powerhouse. TCU has to fight tooth and nail for everything they get. That's why they're so good at evaluating talent that fits their scheme. At Oklahoma, you can go get who you want. Just like Texas. So, I hear you about beef, but I also just say, go get who you want, man. And they're getting who they want. They're getting the kids they think fit the scheme. And the scheme they're running is getting trucked. What else you got? SEC is a joke. All right. Negative on that, but all right. Sorry I'm late. We all want Mike gone. Still right? Yeah, I think that's most people. I'm indifferent about it anymore. I need to make that clear. I'm indifferent about Mike Stoops as defense coordinator. I was leading that train last year. Everybody told me to shut up. Told me to shut up in the offseason. Told me to shut up in preseason. Told me to shut up last week. They're going to do what they want to do. Is the defense a victim of 2+ years of so-so recruiting? No, you had a top 10 recruiting class last year. You could finish inside the top 5 with the 2019 class. It's fine. That's what they keep telling me. Right on, RJ. I love Jackson, but this Jack Baker position, backer position needs to go. We need 4 true DLs, but I digress. Yeah, that's true. Cameron Frank, this type of loss is becoming the norm. Why? Well, Mike Stoops has been the defense coordinator for 7 years, but that's got nothing to do with it. OU's defense is ranked, outside the top 50 in total defense for 7 years, but that's got nothing to do with it. OU hasn't been good in advanced statistics on defensive side of the ball in 7 years. That's got nothing to do with it. Last year, Oklahoma finished at 101 in Bill Connolly's S&P Plus rankings, which are really it's the poll that is the most respected when it comes to advanced metrics about how good people are. But that doesn't have anything to do with it, right? Nothing. Yeah, everything's fine. Let me see. Hank, Hank, I understand that you were there, and I understand other folks were there, and other folks want to dunk on OU fans who left the game early and want to say that people don't bleed crimson. But you know what? Nobody wants to stick around and watch their team get destroyed. They don't have time for that. They'd rather go to the fair. I get that. Now, look, you and I are a bit different because we're sadistic or masochistic. Sadistic wants to do it to other people. Masochistic, you do it to yourself. I'm not going to dunk on people who lost. Or, of course, so jinxed us. So did Joey Galloway. Joey Galloway picked OU too. David Pollack picked Texas this morning. I was planning to style on him. David Pollack knows what he's doing. So if you were at the game and you left early, I'm not going to be the person who's going to tell you you look bad. Because I don't blame you. I am going to say that I was going to watch that game regardless. Because that's just what I do. But I'm not going to hold it against anybody else. You're expecting OU to win this game. Excuse me. And you're expecting them to win it by at least a touchdown. So to watch your team go down 21 in the third quarter, yeah. You're going to go get you a fried Snickers or something. Because you want to feel better. Because you didn't sign up to watch Tom Herman cook Mike Stoops' grits. You got feelings. You don't want to be depressed at the game. I understand that. Because you got the will to hold out and you got to see the team make the charge back, hold on to that. Make that the story. The story is, hey, I was there when they came back. Not the story of, hey, OU fans left. Whatever, man. I mean, we're trolling each other here. Why? What else got? Jesse Hobbs. I feel we just need to dial up more blitz plays when they are needed. Mike Stools was not playing to stop the QB run on the downs where I knew they were coming. I don't know what Mike was playing at. Playing DB 7-10 yards off the ball. You're giving L.J. Humphrey, Colin Johnson, Devin Duvernay, I think his name's Alan Beck or Alex Beck. You're giving those guys free releases. You're letting them get halfway through their routes before they even sniff a red jersey. I don't know why he continues to think that works. And I'm done trying to figure it out. I'm just gonna say that's what it was, and we'll continue to critique the defense as we see because it's the defense that we're gonna see. What else got? No, it's not that I'm holding back. I'm not holding back. I'm keeping it real. I'm indifferent about Mike as the defense coordinator. He's the guy. Till Lincoln says otherwise. He's the guy. So I'm shrugging my shoulders. I see the hashtag. Not retweeting the hashtag. Why? You're not going to make any changes mid-season. And didn't make any changes in the offseason. Claimed everything got better with recruiting. Claimed everything got better with the scheme. Claim that you're going to run more 4-2-5. Whatever. I've heard it. I'm done just trying to swallow it. I see what's on the field. And what's on the field tells me how the defense is doing. I don't need anybody to tell me what I see. Craig Walker, I appreciate you, fam. Craig, longtime friend of the channel. Let's see. Look at the defensive recruiting, though. 2019 class, elites are offense. Well, like I keep telling people, the rich get richer. You have to show elite players that you have an elite scheme. And you're recruiting at a high level for the 2019 class. Spencer Rattler, Theo Weiss, R.J. Henderson, Trajan Bridges, Austin Stogner. Because guess what the offense has done for the last 3 years? It's been the best in the country. It's been unstoppable. Yeah. Guys who are good want to play in that. And you know what defenses have been doing that? Clemson, Alabama, Georgia. Clemson was not a world beater on defense before Brent Venables got there. He took what he had and he turned it into a world beater, and then he gets to recruit at a high level. That's how this works. You have to win with what you have to recruit better players. Everybody wants to play for a winner. Nobody wants to play for a loser. It's that simple, man. You know, if the product on this channel does not continue to get better, people don't subscribe. People don't watch. If I mess up, people point it out, and I got to do better. You know, if I'm out here giving bad takes, you know, or my facts are incorrect, people point them out. I got to do better. And I've gotten better. You know, over the last year, we went from me holding the phone out here and talking to it to this is a great webcam. We record the videos on an outstanding camera. We have better software. Because I did the best I could with what I have. You don't get to get better without showing everybody first. I can't ask you to donate to the channel if you don't see the product is getting better. That's recruiting. That's college football. Come on, man. We know what time it is. Hustle. Outwork people. Win. Goodness me. Do not even mention Sooners in Georgia. What else we got in here? Did I miss the super chat? No, I didn't. Okay, that was Jesse. This has to be Mike's last season, and I've waited until the game to finally turn. Well, okay, sure. I was there after Baylor last year, but you know that was me. Adam Tom, Riley may not fire Mike Stoops, but do you think he can relieve him of his play calling duties or DC responsibilities? I mean, anything's possible. I don't think it's gonna happen. That's the long and short of it. Anything is possible. Anything can be done. Not a whole lot is. You know, you'll say that this is an anomaly. You'll say it was bad. You'll say that we got to go back to the drawing board. We got 2 weeks to get better. That's the PC thing to do. That's the line. That's how you keep your staff. That's how you keep the kids on board. You remind everybody it's one loss. You remind everybody it's not the end of the world, but it sucks that you lose to Texas and you keep coaching. That's what I expect Lincoln to do. You know, it's a rock and a hard space. RG popping capillaries. Yeah, RG's been popping capillaries all day. Don't look now, but the Ohio State is getting beat by the Hoosiers 17-14. That ain't gonna last long. Don King, what you got, fam? How many games do we have to lose after the offense scores 45 before Mike is gone? Royals was punked the entire game. I don't know what the answer to that question is, Don. You know, I don't know. Cause you know you're watching the defense just bleed out, man. You know, like you had to take Army into overtime. You know, you got 27 put up on you by an Iowa State team that averages 17. You got 33 put up on you against Baylor, and everybody wants to say, you know, the offense scores too fast and you played a lot of plays on defense. Then you get 45 put up on you by an average Texas team. That feels good because it's won 5 in a row. You know, but also lost to Maryland, had to take TU late. I mean, I don't know what the answer to that question is. Dieter Cross, keep up the good work. Preach it, brother. I appreciate you, Dieter. Robert Lane, Reverend RJ to bad people don't listen. So, I mean, it's just, that's where we're at right now, man. That's what it is. Sports Animal says it's not on Mike Stoops. Well, okay. Somebody's got to say that. It ain't gonna be me. I mean, I watched the game just like everybody else watched the game. I don't know who you can blame here if not the defense coordinator and the defense. Offense put up 45. How are you going to blame an offense that put up damn near 50? How are you going to do that? If it's not on Mike, honestly, if it's not on Mike or the defense, and Mike controls the defense, who are you going to put it on? Refs? Really? Are you going to say with a straight face that just Texas is a better football team? That's a lonely place to be, man. Play Buki and Trey Brown at safety. I'd actually like to see Buki play at corner. I think the kid's, going to be great playing nickel and or safety, but I think he'd be outstanding playing at corner because that's what he knows how to do. That's who he is. He was a corner in high school. He had 5 picks at the position. He's good at it. Now he's playing a new position and having to learn it on the fly. What else we got? Offense up 21. Let's see. I missed that one. Offense up 21 in the fourth quarter. It's not the offense. Stephen Gordon on it. Also, Stephen got some good news today. Stephen he's getting an edge on his cancer, and that's really cool. And he thought to tweet that at me in the middle of a meltdown, and I appreciate that because it reminds me that some things are more important, and there is reason to celebrate today. So please feel free to wish Stephen, keep fighting, bro. We love you. Dude's on Twitter. He's on the channel constantly. He loves this football team, and he loves to talk about what's going on with the Sooners. I know Robert Lane is a big supporter of his. We're putting together some sort of thing for Stephen that I can't really go deeper into because surprises and stuff. So, but yeah, Stephen's awesome. What else we got in here? Kevin Durant is in the chat. I'm not answering questions from Kevin Durant. I'm not. There's no way, and there's no way I'm ever answering questions in this chat from Kevin Durant. Even somebody who's changed their Gmail username to Kevin Durant. We're not doing that. Thunder, dude. What else we got here? All right. We're going to wrap it up. And I'm sure we're going to get to vent later in the comments of this video, in the comments of the on-demand recap video, which, again, I had to fight the urge to turn into Dicker Nailed It, because that's, that's stooly behavior, and I'm not a stooly. I was just really angry. So, everybody needs to know, RJ showed restraint. And we use the live stream and the podcast to just kind of chat stuff that we don't have time to talk about in on-demand videos because they're a different kind of thing. So, if you're in the chat, say what's up. I will shout you out. Unless you're one of these people in the chat who is cussing me out and saying just nasty things. Let's see. All right, so shout out to Dieter Cross, Robert Lane. Dudes have been donating like crazy on the channel. Shout out to Tim Bailey, who not only donates to the channel, but comes in with some really good analysis. What else we got? Dylan Woods, see you. Robert Lane's out. Gonzo, I see you. Lloyd Grissom, see you, fam. Michael Davis Jr. is out. Rothschild Warbank, see you. Frykowski, see you, fam. Andrew Southford, longtime friend of the channel. Stephen Gordon, appreciate you, fam. Love you. Bryce W. Kirk Perez, Unimitsu, Ron Brown, GD. Let's go. Andrew Conway, what's good? Raw Materials out. ZBSB Lou, I'll see you, fam. Durant, leave. If you're not Kevin Durant, hi. But you said your name is Kevin Durant, so I'm holding the grudge. Vicente Turner, I'll see you. Jermaine, deuces. William, I'll see you. Steelboy is out. Sherman is out. Lawrence, deuces. Generous Ginger's out. Ryan, I'll see you, fam. Miles is out. Mike Halgren. Hey, baby! Laurel says fire. Mike poops. Joshua Stoops is out. Wow, Joshua Stoops. Raw is okay. Bradley Juby, see you, fam. Yeah, me too. Melly, I'll see you. Sean Stapleton is out. Ryan, I'll see you. Hyatt Sweezy. Steelguard, I'll see you. Otis Flannery. Jack Romberg. Lade Sourjohn? There's a name. Ramsey, I'll see you. New Mexico Mike, appreciate you, fam. Appreciate the super chat. Jonah Oliver's out. Almost said John. David Blockager, deuces. CBR Swag, good to see you, fam. Kim, I'll see you. RIP DJ Tillishaw. TJ or DJ Dillashaw? Sherman Fulton, I'll see you, fam. Danica Harris is out. Yeah, I appreciate that. Let's see. Amar Garrett, I'll see you, fam. Anybody else? Hank is out. Appreciate you, Hank. Sorry I went after you. It's my bad. RB, I'll see you. Mike McCoy, I'll see you. Bradley Carragher's out. Gerald Mosley Jr., I'll see you, fam. E-Dragon Anya. All right. Anybody else? Going once. Going twice. All right. That's it for me. If you like the videos, don't forget to like and subscribe because I upload a video every single day. It's always OU related, college football related, sports related. We have a good time. I will see you tomorrow. Deuces.